Hi everyone and welcome to FM22 Beta Battle at Aston Villa. The results. This is something that I put out every May. Once the IRL season, the in real life season, has finished, we go back to my beta series for one episode and see how we got on. So at the beginning of the beta, the very first thing that we did in Football Manager 22, we spent one season with Aston Villa and I set then manager Dean Smith a target to see if he can match. Now he got the sack halfway through the season. Gerrard came in and finished off the season. So it's now me versus the club, including Gerrard, to be honest. And we'll see who actually finished better, myself in Football Manager or those two guys IRL. Let's check it out. So this won't be a particularly long video, just a few minutes, just looking through the old save and seeing where we got to, comparing it to how Villa actually did IRL and seeing whether I won the beta battle or whether Villa as a team under the management of Dean Smith and then Gerrard won the beta battle. But we'll check out just a couple of bits and pieces. So let's go through my results first. If we go into our competition page, you will see that we finished in 8th in the Premier League. We got to the third round of the FA Cup, lost to Bournemouth, slightly disappointingly, and we got knocked out in the quarter-final stages of the Carabao Cup by Manchester United, basically. So those were the three competitions that we entered, and so did the team IRL. So how did we compare? Well, in theory, this is a good one for us, really. You can see that obviously Dean Smith got the sack by Aston Villa IRL, so they really struggled at the first half of the season. Gerrard did enough to get them up into 14th position in the end, and because I finished in 8th in the Premier League, just outside those European spots by goal difference to Tottenham, which was really disappointing, we win that particular point in our beta battle. 3 points up for grabs, one for each of these three competitions, and we won the Premier League one. They were in 14th, I was in 8th, so I get it. In terms of the FA Cup, actually, it's a draw. I was disappointed to go out to Bournemouth, but we rotated the team a little bit at that particular moment. Came a little bit unstuck, unfortunately. Went out in the third round, but so did Aston Villa IRL. So a third round draw for the FA Cup means that there's nothing gained by either of us management staff in that sense. And the third competition is the Carabao Cup. We got all the way through to the quarterfinals, got beaten by Man United, and actually IRL, Aston Villa got knocked out in the third round again. So we get another point there. So we actually win quite comfortably in this one. We got better results in 2 of the 3 competitions, and specifically in that Premier League to get in 8th, I think we did very, very well. So just while we're here, let's go over a couple of things as to how we did it. Now, interestingly, it wasn't through particularly good goal scoring from one individual. You'll see that Danny Ings was our top goal scorer on 11. So we didn't have a 20-goal-a-season striker, for example. What we did have was spreading it across the team reasonably well. We were only the 7th best goal scorers, the 9th worst in conceding. So you can see that we finished in 8th position between those 2 spots, and that kind of averaged everything out. 7th best in goal scoring, 9th worst in conceding meant that we finished in 8th. Yellow cards, we were pretty bad, to be honest, and we got 3 red cards as well. The good thing about Villa as a club is that they've got a decent sized stadium, 42,000. So you're always going to get some income through that. They were playing in the Premier League, which you'll always get income through that. And we've got some good assets. In terms of what we did in the transfer market, we didn't actually do a lot, if I'm honest. At the time, we didn't have particularly great amounts of money to spend. But overall for the season, with that Jack Grealish sale at the beginning of the transfer window for £100 million to Man City, you can see that we didn't actually spend too much more than what we made. We made 108, we spent 119 over the transfer window. What I did was get a lot of deadwood out the club on loans and on a couple of small fees. I didn't really make a lot of sales for too much money. And what I bought in wasn't all of this lot. This lot was mostly done by the club before I arrived. I just worked on the bottom 3 transfers, and they were Liam Delap. If we go and have a look at him, Liam Delap came in on loan from Manchester City. Didn't set the world alight. Played 14 starts, 8 substitute appearances, got 6 goals, 1 assist for a 6.8 average rating. Not too bad. Good rotating option, good squad player, but nothing too brilliant to write home about. Lewis Ferguson came in from Aberdeen. Again, was brought in as a squad player, rotating option off the bench, supporting the play. Did it really well, actually, in a lot of ways. 10 starts, 11 sub-appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists for a 6.96 average rating. Again, not setting the world alight, but just doing a good enough squad job for us. And the last one here was Ruben Aguilar, and he came in as a right fullback option down on that right-hand side. Played 8 starts, 4 sub-appearances, only 1 assist, 6.94 average rating. Again, a reasonably good rotating option off the bench is what I needed in this first season with, and our only season, but our first season with Aston Villa. They had a reasonably good team that had been worked on quite a lot before I arrived in terms of bringing players in. So it was just about finding a way to boost the squad up a little bit. So other than that, there's not a huge amount that I can tell you about, really. If we go one final place and we go into the tactics page, this is what we played on the last day of the season against Manchester City. And I think it's interesting because this was obviously the beta. This was when these wide centre-backs were being introduced into the game properly and we're trying to use them and figure them out. But actually, I only used this on the last day of the season. Up until that point, we had basically gone with a varying theme of asymmetric stuff, these types of formations. And this is what we worked with quite a lot of the time through the season. It went on a bit of a bad run, though. If we go into the schedule, you'll see we started quite brightly, and that really set us going. But at the back end of the season, from February onwards, after the January window is closed, we went on a really bad run, and there's several different formations that I've discovered through revisiting this in this particular, just before doing this particular video. So we went into a flat 4-4-2, we went into the asymmetric 4-4-2 in a couple of ways, we moved into all sorts of random shapes, and on the very last day of the season got a 1-1 draw away from home at Man City using the back 3. I'm not sure why I did it, but I did do it, and it was very interesting because I haven't really done it much since in FM22. Back 3s are something I struggle with to get them to work properly, if I'm totally honest. I usually am in with the back 4. So it was interesting to see that we'd obviously we started with a different style of formation and ended with a completely different one. But that second half of the season didn't go particularly well. We were right up challenging for some good positions, and then that second half of the season form just dipped us back down again. But overall, we did win this particular beta battle. I'm really happy about that. I kind of thought it was a foregone conclusion because Dean Smith got sacked, so you could see that they were struggling. But those 2 cup competitions, they could have gone on a cup run late and done all sorts of things in there, but they didn't. And I managed to get to a quarter-final of one and secure a point there and get 8th in the Premier League, which I'm actually pretty happy about. I think that's not a bad season for Aston Villa. If I was moving this team forward, it would be there's quite a lot of average players in and around the back half of the squad that you'd have to move out, drop a few of the first team players into those kind of backup roles and bring some more quality into that first team to move this team forward and just improve the squad overall. Because, I mean, you know, if we go into the tactic itself, I don't think it's a bad team. I think, obviously, they're not in the right positions at the moment because I've been moving them around. But if we go back to this formation, what we played last, you can see the likes of Mings played pretty well for us. Only Mings and Buendia got over a 7 average rating from our starting lineup, and that talks volumes. But Target and Cash are good fullback, wing-back type options. Douglas Luiz is a good central midfielder alongside McGinn. Buendia obviously plays well on the right. Ings is a reasonably good goal scorer. Martinez, decent enough goalkeeper. So there's some stuff here to work from. But let me know in the comments below, have you played as Aston Villa through the FM22 cycle? And if you have, how did you get on with them? How many seasons did you do? And where did you manage to take them? This was only ever going to be a one-season wonder for me, just for my beta battle. It was really good fun to do. Gave me a real good introduction to the new setup of FM22. And ultimately, I think we were reasonably successful. And so I'm counting that as another win on the beta battle. I beat Dean Smith and Stephen Gerrard 2 competitions to a draw, basically. 2 points for me. The other one goes to a draw, so comfortably a win. And that's going to do it. There's not much more I want to tell you about it, really. It was just a very simple, quick episode, really just to catch you up on all of that and just see how it fitted together. And that's going to do it for today. So thank you for popping in and joining me with this one. I hope you find these kind of things interesting just to go back to occasionally. The beta battle is always fun. We'll see what future ones bring for us as I move over to Twitch primarily. For those that are joining me for the first time, YouTube is going to kind of come to a close fairly soon for me. And we'll be moving over to more live stream stuff. So keep an eye on that. Come and join me on Twitter and Discord. All the links in the description below for further information on that one. But until next time, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye for now.